Good morning, students. First of all, you all are welcome in this class, in +1 class and in medical stream. So in this stream, you will study the subject biology. So before we proceed with the topic, let me introduce this subject. What is the meaning of biology? It is the study of living organisms, their structural organization, morphological features, physiological features, and anatomy of living organism. It not only includes the study of animal but also of the plants and other creatures, as biology is known as the science of exception. The deeper you read it, more you will be thrilled. Now moving further, in your syllabus there are 5 units including 22 chapters. I'm going to start the lecture with the most familiar chapter, that is digestion and absorption. This is the chapter of unit human physiology and you already studied in 10th standard in brief. But now there is detailed study of each previously learned concept. So what is digestion? Digestion is the catabolic process by which complex food is changed into simple and absorbable form by the process of hydrolysis in the presence of digestive juices that are secreted by the digestive gland. Now, what is the meaning of the hydrolysis? Hydro means water, lysis means breakdown. So what is hydrolysis? It is the chemical reaction in which water is used to break down the bond of a particular substance. Next is, two types of digestive system are there. First, you have to understand about the complete and incomplete digestive system. What is incomplete digestive system? There is only a single opening for the ingestion of food. That means anus is absent in this type of digestive system. And examples are invertebrates. Invertebrates includes the animals which lacks the bone. For example, worms, insects. Next is the complete digestive system. The complete digestive system in which there are the two openings, a mouth and an anus. And the examples includes nematodes, annelids, molluscans, echinoderms and vertebrates. Now next is human digestive system. It consists of two parts, alimentary canal and digestive glands. First, I am going to discuss about the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal, it is long sized. It's about 8 to 10 meters in length and it consists of the following parts. Start from mouth and then pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus. First, I am going to explain about the mouth. Mouth is bounded by the upper and lower lip and it consists of the following parts: buccopharyngeal cavity, vestibule and tongue. First of all, look at the diagram. Buccopharyngeal cavity. What is buccopharyngeal cavity? It is the space between skull and throat. And it further consists of the following parts. First is the vestibule. What is the vestibule? Inside the mouth, in the buccopharyngeal cavity, look at the diagram. It first consists the vestibule. It is actually the space bounded by lips and cheeks externally and gums and teeth internally, or we can say that surrounding portion around the teeth. Next part of the buccopharyngeal cavity is buccal cavity or oral cavity. It is the inner portion of mouth which consists of palate and tongue. Now what is palate? Again look at the diagram. It is the roof of the buccal cavity. To understand better, just strike your tongue on the upper side of the oral cavity. This is the structure called the palate. Now look at the diagram again. In buccopharyngeal cavity, in upper jaw, just behind the teeth, there are palatine folds, which gives the rough appearance, and this is called the hard palate. And behind it, there is a soft palate due to the absence of the palatine folds. Now next part is the tongue. It is the part of the buccopharyngeal cavity. Tongue, it is a thick muscular organ present on the floor of buccal cavity, and its posterior part is attached to the floor of buccal cavity by a soft ligamentous fold called the lingual frenulum. Again look at the same diagram. In lower jaw, behind the teeth, tongue is attached to the floor of buccal cavity with a thin flap. It is called the lingual frenulum. In the dorsal side or the upper side of the tongue, it is lined by the lingual papillae. These are of three types: circumvallate papillae, fungiform papillae, and foliate papillae. First is circumvallate papillae. These are 8 to 12 in number, largest in size, circular in outline, and lie in A-shaped manner, and these are present at the back of the tongue. Next is the fungiform papillae. These are numerous, means large in number, mushroom shaped, and lie on the tip and sides of the tongue. Third category, filiform papillae. These are most abundant, small sized, and present on interior to third part of the tongue. Now next is teeth. Teeth in man present in both jaw, in upper jaw as well as in the lower jaw, but the arrangement of teeth is different in different animal on behalf of different parameters. The way teeth are attached to the jaw and depending on the number of teeth of successive sets. First is the way teeth are attached to the jaw. First is acrodont. Teeth are attached to the jaw by only connective tissue. Pleurodont. In this, teeth are set inside the jaw. THECODONT. Teeth are inserted into a bony socket, as in humans. Next is depending on number of teeth of successive sets. Polyphyodont. These are replaced throughout life. Example shark. Diphyodont. 2 sets of teeth. Example human beings. Monophyodont. 1 set of teeth. Example sheep and goat. So what is the meaning of the polyphyodont? It means after every breakdown of teeth, new teeth erupt every time. An example shark. Diphyodont, which means first temporary teeth erupt and then temporary teeth are replaced by the permanent ones. But once the permanent teeth appeared and after its breakdown, these do not erupt again, and it occurs in the human beings. Monophyodont, which means in lifetime only once teeth erupt. These are the diphyodont. Teeth appear twice in the whole life. Milk teeth, then permanent teeth. THECODONT. Teeth are replaced in jaw sockets. Next is the heterodont. Teeth are different types or dissimilar. Incisor, canine, premolars and molars. Next is dental formula, which is very important. This is the formula of the permanent teeth. What is the meaning of the dental formula? It is an expression of the number of the teeth of each kind in one half of upper and lower jaw, which means it depicts the arrangement of a teeth in the oral cavity. I will explain about the dental formula in the classroom because interaction is required Now next is the development of the teeth. The teeth are developed in two sets: milk teeth, or called the temporary teeth, and permanent or the successional teeth. And milk teeth start erupting after 6 months of birth and appear between 6 to 24 months. These are smaller, weaker, and temporary, and then these are replaced by the permanent teeth between 6 to 12 years. And in the kids, there are 20 temporary teeth, and in adults, there are 32 permanent teeth. Next, types of teeth. There are 4 types of teeth in man: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars, and this condition is known as the heterodont. First is incisors. These are also known as cutting teeth. These are sharp, pointed, chisel shaped, and are used to cut vegetable food. Canines. These are also known as tearing teeth, and these are used to tear the flesh. Premolars and molars. These are also known as grinding or cheek teeth, which are used to crush the food. Next is about the structure of tooth. All teeth have a similar basic structure, and this show the homology. A tooth is formed of 3 parts: crown, neck, and root. Crown is the exposed part of the tooth and is formed of shining, whitish, and hard substance that is called the enamel. Enamel is the hardest substance in our body, and it is mainly formed of the hydroxyapatite. Next part is the neck. It is usually covered by the fleshy skin called gum. Next part is the root. It is embedded in the socket of jawbone and is fixed by a bone, and it has a thick fibrous periodontal membrane. Tooth is mainly formed of bone-like material called the dentine. In the center of dentine, there is a pulp canal, which is filled with soft, gelatinous, and vascular connective tissue called pulp. And further, pulp canal is lined by a layer of dentine forming cells called the odontoplast. What are the odontoplast? Which form the dentine and which give the cytoplasmic processes in the canaliculi of the dentine. So what are the function of the teeth? Teeth helps in mastication of food, which increases its surface area for better action of enzymes. So with this, lecture is over. The next parts I will discuss in next video. Listen carefully and note down the important things.